Hi folks, in this particular tutorial we're going to take the photograph of a tree or the image of a tree, and you'll see that this tree is on a white background, and we're going to put it into the image of a bulb. In order to do this, we need to bring the tree across. Make sure that you're on the tree image. Make sure that that's currently selected and active. You will know that it is active because it will float in front of the light bulb image. The other reason that you'll know that it's active is because it shows up in your layer palette. So whenever I go to select and all, you will see a set of marching ants around the perimeter of the tree. We're going to copy that by going to edit and copy. Now it looks as though nothing has happened, but a copy of that has been put onto the computer's clipboard. So whenever we go to the bulb and do edit and paste, it will paste in. Okay, now it looks as though we've overwritten a lot of the bulb. That layer 1, and I'm just going to expand this. Okay, and get rid of that. So we're working with the bulb tree image at this point in time. If I switch off the top layer, you'll see that the tree with the white background hides from view. And if I switch off the background, you'll see the whole of the rectangle shape containing the tree. Okay, so I'm just switching that on again. Okay, now currently I'm on the move tool, which means I can move that top item round wherever I want it to be within the image. We'll come back to that in a moment. If you have a little line similar to the one that I have on the screen at the moment, do not worry about that. These are guides and you can get rid of them if you wish to do so. So on that top layer, because we have a white area around the edge of the tree, we're going to make this disappear, but we're not going to use the eraser tool. We're going to hide it in a different way. And how we're going to hide that is, if I turn the background back on again, make sure that that top copy is currently selected, currently highlighted, and if I click on normal, now how this works is, whilst it's on normal, it's 100% opaque. It means you can't see through it, so everything on that layer is currently being seen, every color and every pixel. If I go to darken, what happens is it lets the darker colors of the pixels on the background layer shine through the lightest areas of the layer on top. Okay, so whenever I click on darken, you'll see the edge of the bulb. And if I just move that up a bit, do bear in mind I'm still on the move tool. I should be able to move that tree up a bit and around the image. And I'm just going to nudge it up a little bit so that all of the tree line fits in there at this point in time. And I'm going to cheat slightly. The stem of my tree is not coming all the way down into the bulb, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do here is go to the marquee tool and make sure that it's the rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to make a small selection of most of the tree stump, and I'm going to edit, transform and scale, which will give me a little set of handles, and I should be able to drag down that middle handle and extend the tree stump. And in order to confirm that, I'm going to hit return on my keyboard, and to get rid of the marching ants, I'm just going to go to the select menu and deselect. Now typically, if I just turn the tree off for a moment, you'll see here that we have within the bulb the tungsten filament and all the other bits and pieces. You may want to get rid of those, and there's different ways that you can do that. So I'm going to go with the paint option. So if I click on my paintbrush, currently I don't want to use black, but if I click in the foreground color, it gives me a color picker dialog box. I don't want any of these colors. I'm going to click in the middle of the bulb and it should bring that color up. Okay, so if I stick with the color in the middle, which is pure white, and just to be sure, I'm going to put in a new layer. You'll notice that I've just clicked on the background layer, and the reason for that is whenever I create a new layer, it will go in above the currently active layer. So whenever I go to layer, new layer, I'm just going to call this white splodge and click OK. And you'll see it comes in immediately above the background. So this is the layer that I'm going to paint my white onto. And I am going to just say, make sure that you're using a very soft edge brush so that you don't see where the edges finish. But you do want to make sure that you're covering up as much of the item as possible. Now again, because you're on a separate layer, don't worry about the fact that you may take out a little bit of the bulb. That layer can be hidden from view at any point in time. Whenever you get down towards the base of the bulb, I would suggest lowering the size of your brush, make it slightly smaller, take out the bits that you don't need. Then go to your eraser, and again, do it with a manageable brush and do it with a soft-ish edge brush. It doesn't have to be just as soft, and just clarify that line coming along there. Now, whenever you switch on your tree, you'll see there that it doesn't look too bad. So if I switch off the white layer, you'll see that the filament, and if I switch it on again, we're hiding the filament. Now again, if we go to save this, because of the inclusion of layers, whenever we do file and save, it will go to a PSD copy, a Photoshop document. It will also save to the directory that you opened the image, your base image, in this case the bulb. Wherever that image came from is the directory that it will want to save to. So I'm just going to amend that title, and I'm going to save the PSD, and I'm going to give that a moment or two to save, and I'm going to click OK to the compatibility dialog box. I'm then going to go to File and Save As, because I also want a copy as a JPEG. So you'll see we'll have the title, but it's still a PSD format. So I'm just going to find the JPEG format, and whenever I click Save, you will get your JPEG quality options. Do bear in mind, yet again, if it's for photographic purposes, make sure that the quality is a 12 and click OK. Thanks for listening, guys.